Overseas, the group heading up the destruction of Syria's chemical weapons arsenal said today that by November 1st, the Assad regime will no longer be able to produce such weapons. Syria agreed to get rid of all of its chemical weapons after the U.S. threatened a military strike to punish the regime for a sarin gas attack in August. The U.S. says more than 1,400 civilians were killed in that attack. That agreement, of course, did nothing to stop the war, which began as an uprising against the Assad dictatorship 2.5 years ago. At least 110,000 Syrians have been killed. Millions more have fled the country, the youngest of whom have lost much more than just their homes. They've lost their childhoods. Clarissa Ward spent time this week at a refugee camp in Lebanon.
Like children everywhere, 10-year-old Batul gets up early and waits for her ride. Back in Syria, she dreamed of being a teacher, but Batul no longer goes to school. Like many refugee children, she now spends her days working in the fields because her family needs the money. On this day, she and other girls from the camp were picking beans. It's menial work done by women and children. At the end of a back-breaking day of work, these girls will take home less than $5 each. It's not enough for one person to live on, and for many families here, it's their only source of income. Batul's family fled Syria for Lebanon 4 months ago. I miss school and my teachers, she told us. I miss my home. Her father says he knows how important school is, but that he has to send his children to work because he has no job. So it must be hard for you to send your children to the fields when you value education as much as you do. Of course, he said. The UN estimates that at least 500,000 Syrian children are now living in Lebanon, the majority in refugee camps like these. Some start working as young as 7 years old. With the help of a local charity, the UN has set up 22 makeshift schools. We visited one classroom and asked how many children worked in the fields. Many put up their hands. You work in the potato fields? This girl told us it was hard work. When we asked why she did it, her answer was simple. In order to live, she said. But these children at least get some education. Back in the field, Batul and the girls were finally nearing the end of their shift after 4 long hours in the hot sun. What's your dream for Batul? To see her and her brothers and sisters get an education, her father said, and to have a good life. It's a dream shared by many Syrian refugee children, with no clear future ahead of them. Clarissa Ward, CBS News, in the Bekaa Valley, Lebanon.